Discovery.
Okay,
The island of
Discovery.
Sodor has many beautiful things to see and
I'm
visit.
very hyped.
Everyone travels around visiting the watermills,
Yeah.
waterfalls, lakes, the mountains, the narrow gauge railway line with its spectacular mountainous scenery, the small fishing villages nestled along
Okay,
the
hit era
colorful
intro, cool.
coastline, the ancient ruins of abbeys, monasteries, bridges, battlefields, standing stones,
Standing stones!
and the many
They
castles.
mentioned the
But
standing
some
stones.
of the ruins are completely overgrown and impossible to visit.
That's crazy.
One day,
Standing
the
stones.
Fat Controller took his grandchildren to the beach. There they spent the whole day building an amazing castle. It wasn't big, but it was busy with turrets, drawbridges, and many other details. The Fat Controller studied it. "Where did you see that? Or is it just make-believe?" he asked them. "It's here on the island, but it's covered in creepers and trees and
Creepers
things,"
and trees?
they told him. Then they showed him the place on the map.
Dog.
"I think I'd better explore that myself," he said thoughtfully. Next day, he went to Arlesdale End, where Toby lives.
Yay.
"Hello, Toby. Today we're going exploring," the Fat Controller said. Toby
Why
was
is Toby's
excited.
shed? I'm just noticing now. Why is
"Where,
it missing
sir?"
a part of its roof?
he asked as his driver and fireman joined them. "Well, I remember a long time ago, there used to be an old line that serviced the lead mine near here, but there was also a branch on that line that led to an
Oh.
old castle.
Oh.
My father used to take me there when I was a
What?
kid,"
His
he
dad?
replied. "I know that line, sir," said Toby's driver. "It'll be a bit dangerous now, I would think," said the fireman.
So, this
Well,
is the old
that's
mine that
what an
Thomas fell down
adventure
in.
is
There's a
all
branch
about.
line from Knapford.
"Come on, let's go," said the Fat Controller. Before they left, the Fat Controller phoned the signalman down the line to let them
I
know
kind of
their
like.
journey.
I like how
After he got
he's got his
all
grandkids
clear,
and he mentions his
they
dad. That's
jumped
kind of clever.
aboard Toby and set off. They journeyed down a picturesque single line and quite soon approached
Yeah.
a small signal box. "We'll stop here, and I'll ask the signalman about the lead mine line," said the Fat Controller.
This is
The
fascinating.
signalman explained things. He also gave him a metal rod so they could change the points themselves. "Don't forget to switch it back, please,"
I love
said the signalman.
Matt's narration.
"We won't. And thank you, Bert. You've
Bert!
been a great help,"
Another
replied
Bert!
the Fat Controller. Soon they came to the small junction. A rusty old line branched off and led to an old gate.
There
A
is another
sign
Bert,
was nailed
bruh.
to it. "Danger. Unsafe track," it read. They opened it regardless and slowly made their way down the overgrown line.
That isn't
They
irresponsible.
had to stop on occasions to push aside debris and branches. But for all that, they made good time. Then they came to another branch in the line. Two old signposts were standing. One read, "To the castle,"
Yeah,
and the
this
other,
is just like the
"To
episode.
the mine."
Okay.
But across each rail were signs reading, "Danger. Proceed at your own risk." "Which way, sir?" asked Toby's driver. "We'll go to the castle first, I think,"
We'll go to
replied the Fat
castle.
Controller. Toby
I love how
was
Angela means that.
nervous. He knew all about danger signs and never liked passing them,
This is crazy.
even if the Fat Controller was aboard.
I'm
But he
hyped
moved
for the
off
Bertram
and was
lore, by the way.
surprised to find how clear the line was.
Oh
Then they
god, people
came
are
to
spamming
an
Ernie,
old
bruh.
bridge. It was made of rocks and boulders. A sign read, "Caution." His driver stopped here, and they all inspected the bridge. It spanned a deep ravine where a river flowed. "We used to call this Rumbling Bridge, because
Rumbling
during the
Bridge.
winter the river is very much higher, and it made the bridge shake and rumble," said the Fat Controller. Toby was anxious. "Do you think we should cross it now? I mean, it hasn't been used for ages, and it might be dangerous," he said. "It'll take your weight all right," said his driver. So they traveled across it slowly, and Toby was very relieved when they reached the other side. It wasn't long after passing the bridge that they came to the lined
This is
end
cool.
buffers.
This is cool.
A small path led from here up a steep hill. The Fat Controller scrambled up the path. When he reached the top,
it a castle?
he gasped, for there ahead
Wow.
was the very castle that his
So in the
grandchildren had built on the beach.
Ooh.
Only this one was in ruins.
That's really cool.
The once proud turrets were
It's
covered
not
in
Ulster
dense
Castle.
ivy. The drawbridge had rotted, and the castle walls had collapsed in places.
Man.
But for all that, it was spectacular. Toby's
Rot.
driver and fireman joined him, and they studied it for a while. "Best be left as 'tis," said the fireman. "Nothing can be done for it now. Been left too long," said the driver.
Man. I wonder what Speedy Sid
I
would
think
do.
it has potential, but we must visit the mine first before I make a decision," said the Fat Controller thoughtfully. So they journeyed down the rusty old line to the mine. All the old mine-working machinery was there,
Okay.
as well as sheds, sidings, old trucks, and lots of other things. But everything was very,
That's crazy. This is
very
the mine from
rusty.
Series 1. That's really cool.
They journeyed to the far end of the works to the old mine shaft openings. "Well, bless me," exclaimed the Fat Controller. "Look over there. It's the old narrow gauge line. It might have well have been Duke's old line," he said, and then thought about things alone. When they arrived back at Toby's shed,
I'm so
the Fat
confused.
Controller
How is
spoke
this
to them.
Duke's line? I mean, maybe that's why they
think
changed the
this
location
area,
later on.
the castle, and the mine
I can't believe they
would
mentioned
make
Duke.
a splendid
Wait, they
discovery
actually mentioned
tour
Duke.
for our
That's
visitors.
crazy.
I will make plans for it immediately. Thank you,
So
Toby.
Duke
You will play an
Bertram are
important part
connected.
in
That's
this
crazy.
scheme. Thomas, Percy, and Duck will help you," he said, and then departed. "Oh dear, I don't like the thought of working in that awful place," said Toby. "Rubbish! It'll be fun. And what's more, just think of all those trips we'll make with the visitors. It'll keep our line open for years to come,"
Man.
replied his driver. Toby felt happier, but he still didn't like the mine. "It's spooky," he said to himself.
It's
Work
spooky.
started sooner than they thought. First, they
Goddamn it.
laid another
Goddamn
track from
cowardly
Toby's shed
Toby.
to the junction, and from the junction to the castle ruins and the mines. They even repaired and repainted the signal box.
Okay.
Percy, Thomas, and Duck brought blocks of stone and rock in their trucks, which they left in the sidings at the mine. Toby then took the trucks to the castle site. One day, Toby worked so late that his driver and fireman decided to stay the night at the mine.
Why?
Thomas and Percy spoke to him before they left. "Beware of the ghost," said Thomas. What ghost?" asked Toby nervously. "The old warrior ghost. Every night he lights his fire, and then he goes a-hunting. Anything he doesn't like, he smashes up."
What the
replied
hell, Thomas?
"That's what he did to those rusty trucks over there. So look out," said Percy.
Lol.
And the two engines sped
I
away.
love Thomas
Toby
and
was
Percy
most
teasing Toby.
concerned.
That's great.
He looked around him. The moon shone brightly, but made ghostly shapes in the old machinery. Strange groans and creaks came from the mine shafts, and sometimes he was sure the old mine shaft wheels would turn. Toby's driver and fireman were snug in Toby's cab.
Are they sleeping
But
in
they
there?
didn't help him.
Why?
He felt it was his job to look after them, so he looked here, there, and everywhere. Then he heard a strange sound.
Ooh.
Something was coming down the old narrow gauge line.
Oh my god. What is it?
It puffed and wheezed and then stopped.
Oh my god. Who is it?
Toby stared into the darkness,
It's
and as he
Smudger.
looked,
Imagine if
he
it was
saw the
Smudger.
glimmer of a fire. "Oh no! It's the warrior!" he cried, and shook in fear. His shaking woke his driver and fireman, who came to see what was wrong.
He moves. He's shaking.
The ghost
Bouncing
over
confirmed.
there. The warrior. He's come to smash us all up, stuttered Toby. "Don't be so daft. Ghost warrior. It's probably some kids having a midnight feast," said his driver. "But we'll go and investigate if it makes you feel better." So driver and fireman went to discover what was
So
burning.
how did he drive?
They were gone quite some time, and when they returned, they looked grim. "You're right, Toby. We spoke to the old warrior, and he promised not to spook you tonight, but he wants to meet you first thing in the morning. Something about a duel, he told us."
What?
And with that, he and the fireman went to bed,
A morning
leaving
duel?
Toby wide awake and alert.
What?
"A duel?
So
That means a fight to the death.
a fight
Oh,
to the
dear,"
death.
he said to himself.
Dog.
The sun slowly rose its beams, shining through the mist that
Toby's
lapped
going to
around
fight
the
Bertram
mine.
to the death?
The
What?
fireman lit Toby's fire and soon he had a good head of steam. His driver spoke to him. Ready to meet the old warrior, Toby?
I am,
He asked.
yeah.
I'd rather not. I'm not very good at dueling, he said sheepishly. I'll make sure you're all right.
I'm
You
glad they
mark
cut
my
out.
words.
I'm glad they cut out
And he
this bit in
hopped
the
aboard.
final episode.
Toby drove slowly and steadily towards the far end of the mine, where he had seen the fire.
Here he
He
is.
passed a large boxcar, and then he saw Old Warrior. He stopped in his tracks in sheer surprise, for there facing him on the narrow gauge line was a little engine. Bert the signalman was standing beside him,
Bert the
and he
signalman?
laughed at Toby's expression. I suppose they told you about the ghost. Well, here he is, Old Warrior. I restored him, and I can only find time to run him at night,
Oh,
laughed Bert.
he restored
But-
him? The signalman restored him?
what
That's
about
so
the-
cool.
Duel? Asked Toby. Duel? What duel? Oh, I know. When I spoke to your driver, I said that you and Old Warrior here will serve a dual purpose, taking people around the place. You silly engine.
I like how Bert got
And
more
he
speaking
laughed,
lines than
as did
freaking
Toby's
Bertram.
driver and fireman. Toby was not amused at first, but after a long chat with Old Warrior, he felt much
A
better.
chat that we didn't get to hear, bro.
Now they worked together. The castle was a main attraction,
That is
and the
so
mines
cool.
were
I
opened
can't believe
up
we have that
so
answered.
Old Warrior could take passengers all around the underground workings. All the old machinery was restored,
That is awesome.
and some of it converted to high rides and adventure playgrounds for the kids.
Wow.
If there are any ghosts there now, they will be happy and very useful ones indeed.
That
The end.
is so interesting. I love that they made Bert like fix him and stuff. That's so cool.